Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Tales of Vesperia. Alright, so I went through and synthesized as much as I could. With a few exceptions, there were a few things that I had some things equipped and I wasn't sure how much I'd learned on them, so I didn't want to synthesize the next thing, because there's a few cases where, like, the weapon gives you these three things, and the +1 gives you one of the same things and then two different ones. Whereas some of the other weapons are like, the base one gives you these two things, and then +1 gives you a third thing. You know, or the +1 alpha gives you a one-third thing, and +1 beta gives you a different third thing. So, I decided to just, hold off on that for now, for those things. And so right now, Yuri still has a Flamberge because he's working on that. Tyrant Fist, which is, fills the overlimit gauge to level 1 with a 28-hit combo. Because, yeah, I'm totally going to be doing that. But I'll just learn all those, and then when I'm done, I'll switch back to something else. We got Defender as a possibility, and then, I don't know. I mean, none of these give happiness, which is what I'd kind of rather be equipped with, but, whatever. I didn't synthesize any armor, because I kind of figured that we'll be able to buy most of that eventually. Judith has the Executioner, and there are two different things that you can synthesize from an Executioner, so I didn't want to do anything yet, because, as you can see, she's still learning all of those. And now she's got Sandals, Taunt 2, Overlimit Taunt 2, recover hit points, recover TP, whatever. Don't really care. Working on that. There are some Nova upgrades, but there's like a +1 alpha, +1 beta, and I'm not sure if I can get the Nova back if I do that. She is using the Chaosologos book, Spell Charge 2 Combat Force, converts 25% of HP to the same amount of TP. If hit points 75%, then TP 125%. So yeah, she's got fewer hit points now, but more TP. I don't know that I'll keep this equipped, but, whatever. And then Song of Gaia is the other thing for Spell Charge 3 and Elemental Effect. We'll look at that later. Estelle has the Spike Shield, Strength 2, Magic 2, Reflect. Rapide has the Metal Collar, which I was finally able to make, plus a bunch of other stuff. We've got the King Size Bag for Carol. Play Dead. Hold L while knocked down to recover your hit points and TP. And Raven has the Jeet, a small knife adapted from a catching device. It has high defensibility. But it also has Technical Half. Receive extra TP by not taking damage in battle. However, all status reduced to half. It's not great. He just has it so that he can learn it. Reduces the effects of certain physical ailments, and reduces the effect of magical ailments. And then when done, we'll switch over to the Misericord. Change Style 2, Instep, OL Boost. And Patty has the Pirate's Gun, Scarlet Splendor, which has all of those things. So, just trying to learn the stuff. And, I mean, I got a lot of weapons. Got a lot of different weapons. A lot of different things to learn. So, we'll be dealing with that as time progresses. Hello.
Our village chief is a great man, but the sage is even greater. The sage will drive out any monster that may attack us.
Right, that does go back to the field map, so.
The sage is considering new techniques for expelling the monsters.
Well, we do have a clear CL crystal for you. This is kind of a nice little thing here. I don't know what that would be called. It's not really a tunnel. I guess it kind of is. It all comes back one day. Likes it. God dang, game. Give me a chance to look at them.
Jorgen and Mantic are totally different. It's much cooler here. Maybe it's the ocean.
The ocean is very nice, yeah? It's a beautiful place, too.
But it seems boring. I wonder what the folks here do for fun.
I kind of like it. This kind of calm, quiet village suits me. I can't stand loud people.
Yeah, Raven.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt, old man. She was talking about the town, not about me.
Maybe.
Do you really hate me that much?
You want to give me the other skit again, game?
The Colosseum, scene of countless bloody battles. It's so thrilling. I want to die in that stone circle someday. That's my dream. Wild, isn't it? It's a shame the Colosseum is so far from here.
Actually, that might be a guy.
The leisurely pace of Jormungand just doesn't suit me. I swear that one day I'll stand in the Colosseum and make crimson flowers bloom upon its stones.
Alright, you are insane. Like, just keep the hell away from me, please. My father died very suddenly, and I found myself governing this village, but it isn't going well at all. I don't know what I would do without the sage's help. The sage, he lives in the largest mansion.
You're a stranger. I can't talk to strangers.
I'd sing a little bit of the song, but no, can't. This town is currently facing a terrible crisis, the threat of giant monster attack. Everyone says we can accomplish anything with the sage on our side, but is it all right to believe that? This place is so peaceful, nobody here really knows the value of doubt. I don't want to speak ill of the sage either, but anything can happen, right? I suppose so.
You came from across the sea? You must be so tired. And boy, are your arms tired? Ha ha! You've been on the ship for a long time, yes? What? No? Blastia? What's that? Huh? Apatheia? Is that something you eat?
A town without a barrier.
I had no idea there were villages in the middle of the sands of Kagor.
I'm impressed they've managed to live here without a barrier to protect them.
They don't even have outer walls. Any monster could destroy this village easy. I don't feel like I could really get a good night's sleep in a place like this.
I do wonder how they handle the danger of wild monsters.
I guess everyone in town is just really strong.
Could you be any more stupid?
I mean, he could be right.
Are you people from somewhere else? Isn't it pretty here without the flowers blooming? Everyone from away says that it's a pretty village.
Yeah, not wrong. Also, I ended up using like all the gel packs and the tent packs and everything like that. Just sold enough to make sure that I wasn't losing anything. I figured as long as we're using some of the other things. Thank you so much for saving us. I want to hurry back to Mantag to see the kids.
The kids must be worried. If only they didn't come looking for us.
You skip. There it is.
Hey, that change we got for what we bought, it had Rita's name written on it.
What?
Really?
Rita! Rita! What's all the commotion? Our money came back to us with that last purchase we made. Look! Didn't I tell you? Our money comes back and it brings its friends.
Huh? You mean that wasn't just a fairy tale?
It kind of was.
Rita Mordio. It has your full name? How embarrassing.
I thought Estelle was spending more money than usual, so that was your doing.
Money is one thing, but what were you thinking? Writing your name on all the tools.
Say someone buys one of our tools and likes it. Maybe they'll give us a little something in return.
I don't think it's
Talk
going to work
about
that way.
greedy.
All right, but would you at least quit writing your name on all the gels?
Rita,
Ew.
we have to eat those.
Ew.
But
Ew. Also, there is no way that Rita's money would have come back here. Considering that no one knows about this village. I
box.
just wanted to check the chest.
do you know something about this box?
I feel terrible for doing that to Raven, but I don't.
Launchy had it. Where did you get it?
Well, we found it on a boat.
On a ship called the Atherum, my lovely lady. Have you heard of it?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you with that bucket over your head.
Of course. You know about the Atherum too?
Yes. We happened to come across it on the ocean.
Did you see Launchy?
Maybe?
And Launchy would be...
Oh, Launchy is my love.
I'm sorry to suddenly get so personal.
Your love. Damn it. Hey, Carol. Your turn.
So, in other words, Raven, you're no good at breaking bad news. Is that what you're saying?
You're hopeless. All that we saw was, the ship itself.
Oh, I see. Could I ask your name?
Oh, my name is Yuafan. That's the name that was in the diary we found on the Atherum.
If you don't mind me asking, lady, how old are you? You wouldn't happen to be like 1,026 years old or something like that?
Perhaps she's a descendant with the same name?
Yeah, but then why would she be asking for her love who was on a ghost ship that was 1,000 years old?
Do you know about the clear CL crystal?
They say it has the power to drive back monsters.
The sage said it was necessary
Who's
to make
they?
a barrier around the town. Is that what's in the box?
What's in the box?
Yes, we came to deliver this box to you.
Well, we don't actually know that that's what's in the box.
I see.
Hey, is that the key?
How does she have the key then?
Could I have the box?
I guess so.
Wow, is this the clear CL crystal?
That's a really big crystal, and it's not very clear. It's more like translucent.
Looks like it.
It's so sparkly and glittery. A treasure even more beautiful than sea sparkles blooming on the surface of the ocean.
I have no idea what that means, Patty.
So who's that sage you were talking about earlier?
The sage is a great Critian who came to our town from across the desert.
A Critian?
Well, creating a barrier is basically creating a Blastia.
Blastia?
But we can make Blastia with current technology, right?
There are people who do. You saw the Blastia at Emmead Hill in Cair Bakram.
Yeah, I also saw them kind of get, broken.
But I don't think that sage guy is the one who made those Blastia with messed up formulas.
I'm sorry. I don't really understand. But the sage said that the clear CL crystal was needed to create the barrier. So Longchi set out to look for it. It's been 3 years since he left.
Don't you mean 1,003 years?
3 years, huh? You must be worried.
I'm glad that everyone in our party has the awareness to not say, well, don't you mean 1,000 years?
Wait, this sounds weird.
You're only picking up... Okay, maybe I was wrong. You're only picking up on this now, Carol?
Yeah, the stories don't match up.
Yeah, well, I mean, the stories match up. It's the timeline that doesn't.
You'd think she could have miscounted by 1,000 years?
Perhaps.
How old is she anyway?
Go ask her.
The same thing could have happened 3 years ago, or 1,000 years ago, probably.
I don't know about that.
They say that history repeats itself, but who really knows?
Yeah, it doesn't repeat itself literally. It's more figuratively or analogously.
Is that sage in this town? Where does he live? Oh, yes. He lives in the house farthest into the town. I think it might be faster if we went to talk to the sage.
Yes, maybe so.
If you're going there, could you take the clear CL crystal to the sage for me?
Sure.
Yes, of course.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let's go.
But first, we have to open a treasure chest. Clear CL crystal, a gem inside a red box. Let's bring it to the wise one. Don't you mean the sage? Gorgon is weird. I know, I mean Wendy Lee is here.
This town's weird. It's in the middle of the desert, but look at all the plants.
It sort of reminds me of Mantake.
There's an oasis.
Yeah, but there is something different.
Really?
There may be more here than meets the eye. Maybe the truth is hidden away.
Leave it to Judith to put things into perspective.
The better the intuition, the more you see.
Hey, I have intuition.
Got a simple tent.
By the way, did you happen to see Longchi?
Yes.
I always think of him. I want to see him. I mean, I guess you could say yes. Puppy! Woof! Woof woof. Puppy!
If you have a question, you should ask the sage. You could really depend on him. Our current mayor is too young and unreliable. For a village chief, it's experience that does the talking. The sage's wisdom truly speaks volumes about how rich his experience is. If you say so. Well, I mean, if the sage is a Critian, then it seems a wise choice to have another Critian talk to him. Kitty! Meow. Meow. Knock knock. Hello? Anybody home?
Excuse me.
What are you doing here? How do you always get places? Well, okay, you don't always get places before us, but you're always in the places that we are. Why are you stalking us?
Huh? Hey, that's... You're...
Who exactly?
It's true. I don't think you've been around when we met him before.
We've run into each other a couple times.
You? How have you come to this place?
Well, that's what we were going to ask you.
What do you mean, how? We walked. As in, across the desert.
There may have been a slight time warp somewhere along the way that we didn't notice.
I see. And yet, how did you... No matter. For what reason have you come?
Oh yeah, you're just not going to mention the fact that we've traveled through time. I mean, what else? What other explanation is there?
We're a little curious about this.
This must have cost you dearly to obtain.
Well, it did kind of, because the game crashed a few times. So, yeah, and it took quite a while to fix it.
Actually, it just sort of landed in our lap.
And then the game crashed.
That was quite a miracle.
You're planning on making a barrier blastia, aren't you?
I don't know that this guy is the sage. He's not exactly a Critian.
You're free to go pretending you're a sage, but forget about making any blastia. Who would even consider building a barrier blastia with something that's so obviously not a core?
But it is a solid mass of air. It simply lacks an inscribed formula.
How do you know that?
Lacks an inscribed formula? What do you mean?
They are most commonly known as Apatheia, of which the clear CL crystal is one example.
I don't know, I'm kind of apathetic towards it, though.
So this is an Apatheia?
That the treasure you've been looking for, old man?
Also, I am not the sage.
Well, I know that. You're not a Critian. You don't have the right ears. Or the hair color.
Huh?
Rita, we were told that the sage was a Critian.
No such being exists any longer.
What?
That's a problem. We'll need to get that back from you in that case.
Neither I nor humanity have a need for such a thing.
What?
Whoa, what are you doing? Hold on a sec.
Hey, look, we worked really hard to get that, you dink.
It's the same phenomenon we saw at Cave Mock.
Can I have that sword?
Oh, man. Just when I found one.
The Apatheia bring only chaos to humanity. They are better off returned to air.
Return to air? Is that really all you did just now?
Also, the town kind of needed one to form a barrier.
It's still no reason to go smashing other people's things.
Especially when they're my things.
What kind of a person treats treasure so poorly?
A jerk, like Duke.
Wasn't the clear CL crystal, the Apatheia, needed to save this town from the monsters?
This town has no use for a barrier, and no need to be saved.
Because it was already failed to be saved?
This place has been granted everlasting calm.
Oh. Okay.
Come to mention it, it is pretty quiet here.
But still, There are monsters like Pharaoh nearby.
How do you know of Pharaoh?
I'd ask you the same thing. You seem to know about him yourself.
Please, tell us what you know. Pharaoh referred to me as a poison.
I see.
I don't care to explain.
You know something, don't you?
He's not going to tell us.
There is a being in this world who possesses a power the Entelekea despise.
Stop dropping random words.
You mean... me?
This being is known as the Child of the Full Moon.
Child of the Full Moon. Like in the legend.
It's almost as if we heard the legend so we can make this connection later on.
By Entelekea, you mean Pharaoh?
That is correct.
But what would the Entelekea have against me? Against a Child of the Full Moon? What is this power the Child of the Full Moon possesses that they despise?
That answer lies only within the hearts of the Entelekea themselves.
But you have some inkling. You could share that knowledge with us.
Which means I've got no choice but to find Pharaoh and ask him myself.
Do not be foolish. Meeting Pharaoh would end only in the death of the Child of the Full Moon.
Yeah, I've purchased powerful weapons. It's fine.
But...
I have level up boosts, too.
Estelle, give it a rest.
No, I don't think she should.
Hey, Reggae, Jaeger from Ruins Gate talked about the Entelekea earlier, didn't he?
Something about them being the ancient race that built Nordopolica.
So Pharaoh built Nordopolica? That doesn't seem possible.
Well, I mean, Pharaoh is just one of the Entelekea.
Take your leave. There's nothing more for you here.
I mean, we haven't fully explored this house yet, and you have not told us how you're here.
Wait, there's something I want to ask you too. What were you doing at that Air Crene? Just who are you? What is that sword of yours?
And can I have it?
Those matters exceed your comprehension.
Ooh, that's a recipe for getting a fireball to the face.
Do not ask of them again. Go. I have nothing more to say.
Where do you get off?
Rita.
I don't know. I think you should let her fireball him in this case. He is an extremely rude person. On the other hand, Judith, you could share some of the information that you know.
Duke may have been the one that saved us in the desert.
I don't think so.
Maybe.
I'm gonna go and thank him.
Hold up. He doesn't seem the type to do something like that.
You don't think so?
Just a hunch. You said that Child of the Full Moon he mentioned was the sister of brave Vesperia, right?
Yeah. Goddess who bathes this world in her golden light, you are named Child of the Full Moon. Your brother, brave Vesperia, watches over us from the skies. You remain bound to your mother, the Earth, and will shelter her with your unceasing protection.
Is there like a hidden meaning in there?
Probably.
I'm not sure, but maybe it's more than just an old legend.
I mean, they wouldn't bring it up in a JRPG if it was meaningless. Which, I mean, I get that there's like the Chekhov's gun type scenario with information, and from a game design perspective, you really shouldn't be mentioning things that don't play a part in the game. But it also feeds into this thing of, you know, the trope of all legends and rumors and myths turn out to be true in games because they don't get mentioned if they're not.
Remaining to
Kind of
protect the
frustrating.
Earth, huh?
Kind of creates an interesting, you know, dynamic between fulfilling that trope and then the game design idea of not giving players, you know, a whole bunch of red herrings, so to speak. Unless you're specifically giving them a red herring to distract them.
Could protecting the Earth have anything to do with ruling over this world?
You mean like becoming the Emperor? If Estella's the child of the full moon, that would add up.
Which means all the previous emperors would have been on Pharaoh's hit list.
Judith? Why are you floating? Judith's feet are not touching the stairs there.
I've never heard of anything like that.
I wonder if that's because of the boots I equipped on her.
This all sounds pretty complicated.
Yeah, I know. You just want to go find your treasure.
Yeah, I suppose it might be a bit too complicated for you, Patty.
It's too complicated for you too, old man.
She's not wrong.
Rita can explain it to you later.
Me?
Shouldn't we be thinking more about what to do next? I'm gonna stay here. There are things I've got to investigate.
Investigate?
Clear seal crystals, Apatheia, all kinds of things.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone in the town knows anything about these things.
Honestly, I have a few bones to pick with Mr. Warm and Fuzzy over there.
Oh, so do I.
If you're all going back, we'll have to say our goodbyes here.
But...
Oh, that's too bad. I don't imagine the desert will be much fun on your own, but good luck.
Oh, that's right. I can't go anywhere without crossing that desert.
We can afford to take a load off while she's checking things out, can't we?
Don't you have to don't you have a message to deliver, Raven?
I'm pretty interested in Apatheia myself.
if we're going back into the desert, we need to take time to prepare. We don't want to keel over again.
That's true. How about we leave tomorrow? Rita, one day should be enough, right?
Shouldn't be a problem. Thanks. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Okay then, we'll meet up near the exit tomorrow morning.
Right. See you then.
Parted with everyone. Of course. Going back into Sage's residence, though.
I have nothing left to say to you.
Ooh, ellipsis fight! Ellipsis fight! Oh.
You're not gonna follow him?
What's the point? He's not gonna talk to me.
So this was a complete waste of time?
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Apatheia?
When the air crane went berserk, Jaeger was carrying this box. This box was what messed up my magic.
Well, it wasn't the box, it was what was inside of it.
You think the Apatheia is what's causing the air crane to go out of control?
Judging from the evidence, it could be a valid hypothesis.
So when the Blastia and Heliord was going out of control, you think there was Apatheia nearby? And the air crane and Cave Mock too?
There may have been. Otherwise, maybe the Apatheia's been damaging the whole world's air crane little by little. And a large distortion just happened to appear then.
I see.
It's really nothing more than a guess, but it could be right.
You don't sound very sure of yourself.
In science, you continually make hypotheses, then test them, and you get closer and closer to the truth. That's how it is.
Science with magic, huh?
Well, okay. Maybe I can do something with this after all.
What are you gonna do now?
The next step after a hypothesis is testing it.
Well, good luck testing that. Ah, I can't go up the stairs. I got a strange mark. A crest that slightly shortens time. A mage is immobile after casting a spell. Well, that would be useful for, Rita. There's a really old key. It doesn't look like it would open. Really old key? Don't you mean lock? No, not now. I'll lose my concentration. Alright, fine. Alright, let's see. Maybe we just need to go around and talk to everyone at this point. Ew. Oh, just go away. Fine, be that way, kid. Don't belch at me. The truth is, the villagers' faith in me has been wavering because of the sage's help. I'm not sure whether to be grateful or perturbed. It's a strange feeling. You know, we never did find the sage. Hey, Raven. I should probably take that thing off your head.
Hey, old man. You can feel free to go on ahead to Nordopolica.
Hey there, youngin'. What? You want to get rid of me so soon?
Yes.
Wrong. I just wouldn't want you to miss the new moon and your chance to deliver the letter all on our account.
Honestly, I could do fine without your concern.
Wrong again. If brave Vesperia gets in the way of Altosk's work, we'll be apologizing to the Dawn for an eternity.
What? You're too young to bother yourself with such fluff.
It's a matter of brave Vesperia being trustworthy. You see what I mean?
We've still got time left until the new moon. We'll be fine.
You sure?
Anyway, ain't about to go back through the desert and that cave myself.
You can do it.
If I got killed by some monster on the way there, not only would the letter not get delivered, but brave Vesperia certainly wouldn't look very trustworthy to potential clients then, would they?
In that case, we collect your bones and the letter and deliver them as promised.
Oh, how kind of...
It is, isn't it?
Wait, hey!
Anyway, just as long as you won't go blaming me if you don't manage to deliver it on time.
No problem.
See, it's always nice for us to collect your bones, isn't it? Don't be so cold. I may be old, but I'm a very sensitive guy. You're not old. Ugh. Like, one of the things that I do like about this game is that you're not dealing with the main characters literally being teenagers. Yuri's like 21. I mean, that's still pretty young by my terms, but at least he's not 15 like you get in a lot of JRPGs. But then they got to throw in Raven talking about being old when you could have Tella, and it'd be like, okay, yeah. When he's talking about being old, that makes sense. That makes sense. Say, have you ever been to the Colosseum? They say the atmosphere there is like a banquet of madness. Is it true? What? You actually fought in the Colosseum? I can't believe you stepped out in one piece. Looks certainly can be deceiving. What kind of crime did you commit? What?
I hear you people have brought us the clear CL crystal. With the power of the crystal, our village will be safe from any monster. Now our village will be eternally safe from the monster's menace. We owe everything to the sage. I am so thankful. The sage says he's making a doohickey from some kind of crystal thing. Isn't that amazing? I forgot exactly what he's making. I don't really remember, but it was definitely amazing. What's so amazing about it? I already told you I don't remember. You sure are pesky. Fine, tell me what's so amazing about the ocean right now. You can't, can you?
Well, actually, the volume of water contained in the ocean is pretty amazing in and of itself. There you go. You're friends of the sage? I didn't know. I was wondering what you'd come to the... What? Maybe that's supposed to be a Y. I was wondering why you had come to this... Oh, what you had come to do. Okay. I was wondering what you'd come to do in this tiny rural town. I'm so sorry we can't prepare anything special for you. Oh yes, have you seen the mountains to the north yet? The scenery is very beautiful.
The desert? Desert like the places that are all sand? You came from a desert? Where is there a desert? I've never even seen a desert. You must have come from so far. Apparently, if we construct one of these barriers, the monsters will stop coming. But is it really safe? I suppose it must be if the sage says it is. If the sage says it's safe, it's definitely safe. It would be simply outrageous to doubt the sage.
Will the monsters really stay away from us because of a little pebble like the clear CL crystal? Well, it's not really a pebble. I mean, it's pretty big. Technically, it could be called a boulder. But, I mean, really, you just, get the holy bottle. Why don't you stay away? What if they just decide to take everything they can and kill us all? Well, it's kind of a surprise that they haven't done that yet. Okay, you're not saying anything new.
Even now, I can see Long Chi's smile. I wonder when he will come home. So have you spoken to the sage? He is a very nice person, so he may be willing to listen.
Yeah, about that.
Even if our town was perfectly safe from monsters, for the chief it would still be a temporary fix. Perhaps we should just make the sage village chief. Yes, wouldn't making the sage our chief be a fine idea? I'll have to suggest it to the entire village.
Wow, that's way to like undercut the current chief, man.
We weren't able to find Pharaoh after all.
We hadn't gone that far.
Yeah, our first job as a guild was an egregious failure.
We're not done yet.
What do you think? Should we go back to Dongrest?
That might be best. But would you be okay with that, Yuri? And what about Estelle?
I'd be fine with it. As for Estelle, I'll leave that answer up to her.
All right.
This sure is a serene little town.
Huh? Oh yeah, it is, isn't it? No guilds, no empire. It's a little strange.
Yeah, but I think it's relaxing.
Yeah, but even so, I prefer Dongrest.
That's how everyone is. Everybody prefers the place where they grew up.
No. I know quite a few people who just noped right out of the place that they grew up as soon as they could. And like, go back there? No. What, see my family? Oh, no. I mean, that's not me, but I'm still living in the place that I grew up. But I know quite a few people who, if they never see the place that they grew up again, it would be too soon.
You too, Yuri?
Well, yeah, sure.
But if we're gonna work together in brave Vesperia, we'll have to decide on a single place for our home base.
We could always make someplace new, you know.
Someplace new?
Yeah, start a new town. It's something that you do in all these newfangled JRPGs.
Yeah, you know, everyone thinks of Dongrest as the Union City, but it's really Altosk City. It could be like that. Brave Vesperia could make its own city.
Brave Vesperia's own city. Yeah, I like that idea.
Well, either way, we've got a lot of jobs as a guild ahead of us before we can be thinking about things like that.
Yeah, now that you mention it, Nordopolica is Palestrale's city, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Yeah, if you think of it that way, Nordopolica's more of a guild city than Dongrest even.
Yeah, and Bellius rules the city too. Nordopolica, leader of a city, Duce of a guild.
Now, you know, Carol, that Yuri would be the ruler, not you.
Wonder what sort of person Bellius is.
The guild town, huh? I wish I could start one.
Well, you might one day. Alright, who else do we have to talk to? We already did... Ah, there we go. Hey, kid. Are you the ocean one? Yes, you are.
So you weren't able to meet Pharaoh after all.
But I learned about some very important things.
I mean, it's not like we've been everywhere that we were thinking of meeting Pharaoh.
The child of the full moon, and the Antilochaea.
But the only new thing we learned was what those words mean.
Well, that's a pretty important thing.
As for the reason Pharaoh's trying to kill you, it seems we won't know unless we go and ask him directly.
And it's not like he's been trying very hard.
But you heard what he was saying. If I go to meet Pharaoh, he'll just wipe me out.
It looks like we'll never know the truth then.
After all this, it's like I'm being told that I should just give up.
No, no way.
Maybe...
Huh?
Maybe what I'm trying so hard to figure out isn't really that important to know at all.
I disagree.
What do you mean?
If I'd never met you, Yuri, and I just kept living my life in that castle, I would have lived without ever knowing about the Child of the Full Moon, or the Antilochaea, or any of that.
I mean, unless someone came and told you about it, or Pharaoh came to the castle and devastated the town in order to kill you.
So maybe I could just go on living without knowing why Pharaoh wants me dead.
I don't think that's a very good idea.
So you're saying you should just go back to the capital?
I think that's definitely an option.
Well, of course it's an option.
If that's what you want to do, I won't stop you.
Yuri...
Our contract with you is null and void at this point, after all.
We're not done yet.
That's true.
It's just, I don't really like hypothetical situations. They're not real life.
Like, I mean, I'm not exactly known for follow-through, but this seems like we're giving up awfully early and easily.
And I'm not too good at pretending to forget things that I already know. If you can do that, then I don't have any problem with it. But can you really?
Then I can't do that either. But I have no idea what I should do in this sort of situation.
We could keep trying to find Pharaoh.
You want to know the truth, but you don't know what to do. That'd be a good summary of your situation, right?
Yes.
Pretty much everyone's summary, really.
Gotcha.
I'll think about it.
Alrighty. So Patty's there. We'll talk to Patty next.
You're all wearing such unusual clothes. We don't really see anything like them around here. Did you come from very far away? Is your food very different as well? I'd love to hear some recipes from your hometowns.
Hell, I got lots of recipes. Lots of recipes. Anyway, when we come back next time, we'll talk to Patty. I feel like I didn't talk to Judith. I don't know where she is. But we'll see. Anyway, that will be next time. See you then, everyone.